Now that we've gotten the pleasantries out of the way,
Oh
if you
my
could
god.
even call them that, you might want to take notes. These next ones, they're actual rules. The kind that keeps you alive.
Let's get my notes out real quick.
Number 1, don't die.
Alright, I don't gotta write that down.
It's messy and annoying. Number 2, don't kill, on purpose or by accident.
I'm gonna write that one out. Either wasn't planning on that.
Number 3, no unauthorized transformations after curfew, especially into things with teeth. Number 4, you're allowed 1 identity crisis a semester. 2, and I assign you to a therapist. Number 5, your trauma isn't an excuse to be an asshole. We all have it. Number 6, all magical duels must be approved, witnessed, and cleaned up after. Number 7, if something is whispering to you from the walls, write it down and tell an RA. Number 8, respect the boundaries of others unless you're dueling. Set boundaries prior. Ash is kind of scratching their head without lifting it. Harsh but not wrong. Kai laughs a little too loudly. I bet I could break at least 3 of those by lunch. Now that you've heard the rules, are there any that make you nervous or maybe even excited?
Excited.
Excited.
The
Why do you
the
have to write this down?
dueling catches you off guard. Like, is that like a class? Is that like you run up on someone and you like hit him with your glove and you like duel? You've seen this in like period piece movies, but you don't know what this means now.
You see, magical duels has to be approved, and you're just like, what? Like, you just think of like situations where you would want to magically duel somebody, other than it just being like to practice. And then he talks about boundaries of magical dueling, and it's just like, oh, so you can just beat somebody up. That's a-okay in the school as long as it's witnessed. Got it. And he starts like hoping that he hasn't pissed anyone off.
So Misty is trying to write down these rules, right? And she slowly starts to get a little, just tiny little overwhelmed. Cause he talked about if you hear something whispering into the walls, write it down. Like, excuse me? And he also mentioned no unauthorized transformations after curfew. And who's the consul? So she has more questions than ever. But she's gonna wait.
It's motivation right there. Tim is definitely surprised by some of these rules. Duels. What does that mean? It kind of just reminds him of like if somebody wants to tussle, they just gotta make sure it's set up so maybe the school doesn't get a fine for it. And then him overthinking is kind of like, if I die, will I get in trouble? And how would that work? And what if somebody kills me? Would they get in trouble, but also me because I died? He looks at these rules and he's very heightened. He's just thinking everything he possibly can. There's not a single thing he hasn't thought about these rules.
Ethan adjusts the brim of his glass tasseled hat, the faint tinkling of shards barely covering the sigh escaping his lips. Alright, a few more things to shove into your heads before I open the floor to your burning little questions. He gestures lazily to the sleek, folded flip phones that everyone has sprawled out across their desks. You all should have received a Motorola Razr, courtesy of Magitechra. Consider it your tether to both the old world and the new one. Don't lose it, don't eat it, don't complain it's not a crystal orb. Let's break down what it can do, so I never have to repeat myself. Your phone app works like a normal phone, except for one major twist. If you try to share magical secrets with your mortal family, the app will censor your message faster than you can say oops. Expect to be auto-translated into cupcake recipes or modern art. Calls from home will come through, but what you say back, censored. Text app, exactly like your old texting app, except still monitored. Try to explain a spell to your aunt, and it might come through as a cake emoji, followed by a shrug. Camera app. You can take pictures, sure, but don't expect ghosts, glamours, or illusions to show up properly. Magical energy tends to stay off the grid. InstaSimp. Think Solstice's own cursed version of Instagram. Have fun, or don't, I don't care. The SSS, Solstice Schooling Software. This is the one app that actually matters. Class schedules, professor bios, attendance tracking, study room reservations, wand rentals, and more. All here. Don't check it, and you'll miss half your life. Lastly, the Solstice Marketplace. An on-campus Amazon, basically. Need toothpaste, magic ink, a love potion that backfires slightly. All here. But remember, Ethan snaps his finger once sharply. That brings me to your family. You don't live with them anymore, and don't think they're out of the picture. If anything, they're worse now. They visit you on the weekends, smile and wave, or hide. They can log into a portal that tracks your progress, comments from professors, whether you skipped your transformation lecture, if it's their time. They load money onto your simp card, which means they can also cut it off if you act up. They can call and text you at will, no blocking, no ghosting. And yes, they set your curfew. If they lower it, your room locks down earlier. That's not a joke, it's code. He pauses for a beat, letting all of that hang in the air like a fog of a magical bureaucracy. So unless you want to sleep on a stone floor and lose your summoning privileges, I suggest keeping the mortals moderately happy. Questions in a minute. Process first. Players, what do you think about the functions your phone provides and the fact that your family still plays a role in your life here, even from a distance?
You know, it's shockingly the same. It's like just a different reskin of everything that's already been in your life. You're still kind of going to school. You still have access to most of your apps. You still have like this supervision that's allotted by them. You don't know. There's like a Harry Potter veneer on it now.
For Cain, it's just like it's almost better than before, you know? Oh, my family can still talk to me, but I don't have to live with 25 people. And I don't have to share. I don't have to be in a room where it's like I'm constantly needed. So it's just like that's good. I like that. We'll see where this goes. Um, and he's just excited to like see what the InstaSip got going, what the little school app has, what the shopping app has. So he's excited to like tinker around with the apps.
Uh, so with the keeping in contact with family and stuff, Misty doesn't have family or extended family. She has no idea how she's gonna get money because no one's going to send her money. So that is a question that she would need to ask. But everything else seems straightforward.
Tim is pretty hyped about the new upgrades he has to his phone. He was kind of worried a lot throughout this whole thing as whether he was ever going to be able to contact his family again, because he's definitely a huge family man. And throughout this whole trip, whether or not he had a really good time so far is, he's gonna miss his family. So he's super happy about that. He heard things like curfew. His dad never curfewed anyone to bed as long as he was up in the morning. So, and he knows that he's set there. Money, he knows that he can't be irresponsible with it. So no matter how much he sends, whether $1 million or $1, he's gonna make it right as long as he can. So honestly, he's feeling pretty good about this whole ordeal.
Ethan lets out a deep, exasperated sigh. Like this was the part of the class he had been dreading most. With a wave of his hand, he instructs everyone to look down at their desk. There, a sheet of paper has appeared for each of them. The purpose of this class is to be transparent about anything that might feel off compared to your past life. If you've got questions, write them down. No names, no judgment. I'd rather you know something than stay confused. Anything goes. Well, it seems that Ethan does have a compassionate side. Players, DM me any questions your character might write on the sheet. Ethan will answer a few out loud.
Scrambling to the DM chat.
In the meantime, I'll read off some of the other questions that he has received. What happens if our powers got out of control outside of class? Are we punished or helped? If your powers go out of control and no one gets hurt, congrats, you're just being dramatic. If someone does get hurt, especially a classmate, you'll be dealt with. That can mean containment, suspension, or redirection to a more secure curriculum. So technically it helps with restraints. The next question is the crinkling of paper. Is it true some professors used to be students here? Can we become teachers too? Some of us were students, yeah. Some of us crawled out of graves or corporate contracts. If you survive this place, develop an actual skill, lose the urge to be liked, there might be a job in it for you. We don't hand out chalk like candy. What happens if someone dies here? Do we get resurrected or is that it? Death is real here. Sometimes reversible, sometimes not. Depends on who finds you first and whether they feel like saving you. Are there other lichens in the world like me? Yes. Next question. What type of dragonborn am I? Well, good to know that there's a dragonborn in the class. I guess we'll figure that out once we get into the throes of this class. Are there places on campus where we could practice privately without anyone watching? There are places that you think are private, and then there are places that actually are. If you're smart enough to find the latter, you've earned it. My job is to help you work out the quirks of your species so that eventually you'll be walking these halls in your real form. Do whatever you need to mentally prepare for that, but it's coming. so you won't always be alone. That's the point. It's crinkling through some more paper. How do you kind of politely ask for blood? Is there good blood? This isn't really a difference from the courses that you've experienced as a human. The one thing that's important to remember is consent. I don't know how else to say that. What if you don't know your powers yet? You are going to find out, and it will be a painful process. What's the fastest way to level up? Asking for a friend.
Who the fuck did that?
Tell your friend to suffer. The fastest path to growth is through pain. Emotional, magical, physical, you pick. Or just survive long enough to fake it. The crinkling of paper. Jesus Christ. As D moves around a bit. Here we are. How do you make money if you don't have family to send you the funds? Well, if you don't have family, then the government is your family. Good luck with that. Does Solstice doing this for us for something in return? That's none of your business.
Okay.
Sarah tweaking, bro. Can we date our professors, hypothetically?
What do you mean?
Why are you looking at me?
It was definitely Bentley.
That's you!
That was definitely Bentley.
That was not me.
Actually, I think it was Cain.
Nope.
It's like, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Ethan's going to crinkle that paper in his hand and kind of like move the magic paper stack to the side. As if like, that's the last question. It's not technically forbidden, but it's very much frowned upon. Power dynamics, legal loopholes, moral gray zones, the usual romance killers. And just so you're aware, some of your professors might be younger than you. Age doesn't
What?
equate title here, talent does. So if you're hoping for a fantasy, adjust your expectations. A low, resonant ding echoed through the room like a chapel bell marking the start of something sacred, or ominous. Ethan didn't flinch. That sound? That means we're out of time for warm-up questions. But for the first week, I'll open the space this way for your sake. Use it while you've got it. He glanced at the papers still on his desk. Just remember, in your other lessons, no one cares if you pass or fail. Not really. You're all grown. But if you fail, you'll pay for it. With time, with consequences, with pain. Up to you. Dismissed. As everyone navigates the halls in search of their next lesson hall, many can be seen deeply considering Ethan's words about the necessity or futility of attending lessons altogether. For now, curiosity motivates all to at least attend the first week of lessons, but that could change with time. It's not like they had the privilege of leaving the campus for now. You all have a few moments to spare, a few comments to a companion of your choosing. Do you decide to exchange words, notes, or focus on getting to your next location?
Kai, Bentley's gonna check in with Kai. They look over to Kai and it's like, hey, so when he was going over the rules, you said you was about to break 3 before this afternoon. Which 3 were you thinking about?
keeping you on your toes is the greatest pleasure of them all. Okay, bye. And they're going to skip off, not answering said question.
Maybe I wasn't done talking. You know, maybe you're excited for class. I'll text you.
Cain definitely catches up with Silas and just goes, "Well, that was interesting. Some of those questions didn't feel very properly answered, but how are you feeling?"
Was it you that asked the question about dating the professors?
Oh, no, it wasn't me. Why is it? Why would you assume that it was me?
You just seem like you're focused on connection, he teases.
Okay. I want friends. Like, I don't want to date a teacher.
Well, I feel like I left that class more confused than I entered, but, you know, this entire experience feels like a fever dream. I guess I'm just gonna stop trying to wake up.
I hear you. The more we spend time here, the more questions I have.
Anyways, I'm gonna be late to Magical Husbandry. I'll see you later.
So after leaving class, Misty is looking for Marcy, and once she catches up with her, Misty is going to ask for her opinion on coven courtesies.
Marcy is going to say he just made my goals that much more clear. If we can't leave this place, and I feel like if we wanted to, we would need to be exceptionally good at some of the classes here. The only way out is up.
Okay, I see. So we'll just basically be on our best behavior so we can get out.
I never said I'd be on my best behavior.
Okay, fair. Do you want to have lunch together later?
You should focus on surviving your first class before you make plans with me. She places a firm hand on Misty's shoulder before giving her a light push at the fork of the hallway. Let me guess. You have some silly class about plants and animals or something.
I have, I believe, Magical Husbandry? Magical Husbandry, yes.
Sounds like a waste of time. You enjoy that.
Okay, bye.
Tim walks out with both Salem and Romaine, kind of one hand on each of their shoulders, and he says, "So, it's Ethan guy, huh?"
Salem is going to say, if I had any more breakfast this morning, I would be throwing it up right now. Nothing that he said was comforting.
Yeah, if it weren't for the breakfast that we had after we got here, I think I wouldn't have been able to focus too much. What about you, Romaine? How are you feeling after this whole speech we got there?
Romaine's going to shrug their shoulders and essentially say like, I mean, let's be honest. When we were humans, were we really free? We were technically slaves to our location, our class, our status, whatever privileges or disadvantages we had. It's the same thing, just with a magic flair.
You're an interesting guy, Romaine. I like that. Well,
Blushing.
I don't want to be late for my first class. I got Magical Husbandry. Don't even know what that's about, but hopefully we'll figure it out. So, I'll text you guys.
They both nod in agreement. It's unclear whether or not this is a good texting day from Romaine, but for some reason, Tim, you're feeling confident. You're feeling confident that if you send the text, Romaine will respond.
Yes, I am.
All right. Which brings us to Magical Husbandry. Misty, can you read some of the text on the yearbook page?
Some of us bonded with beast, others were bitten, all in a day's work at husbandry.
Bentley, Misty, and Tim emerged at the door labeled Animal Husbandry, stepping into a space that looked nothing like a traditional classroom. Instead, it gave the impression of a cozy hybrid between a pet shop and a veterinarian's office. Warm lighting, clean counters, and the faint scent of herbs and fur in the air. The room was small and intimate, clearly designed for a focused, hands-on experience. Including them, there were only 7 students enrolled in this course for today. Cambria, Silas, Riven, and Quinn completed the group. Beyond the glass partition, lining one wall, rows of small enclosures lined the space. Inside, a variety of magical and mundane creatures pressed eagerly against a barrier, pawing or fluttering at the sight of new hands. Hands that might feed them, tame them, or befriend them. Players, which of your classmates are you most surprised to see in this course beside you?
Bentley's already asked Quinn, and he knew that he would be here, so that's no surprise. You're a little surprised to see like Silas. Based on Quinn's impression of the class, he was under the assumption that this one would be the easiest one. And based on the vibe you got from Silas, he seemed very like driven in book smart. So he's in what you assume is the equivalent of jocks for rocks and rocks for jocks. So it's like you're surprised.
She's probably surprised to see, I guess, Riven? The one next to Silas, to the right of Silas. Both of them, honestly, they just didn't seem the type to be here.
Why?
I think they're in Draconia, so I just didn't think that they would choose Magical Husbandry. But I also don't know what this entails, so I guess we're in for a surprise.
Tim?
Tim is kind of surprised in like a good way to see a little bit of familiar faces. He sees Bentley and Misty from at the very beginning, and he also sees his roommate Riven. So he's feeling pretty good, but he still is a little nervous. So he kind of stays to himself and just looks around the room and enjoys a little bit of a scenery here, feeling a little more comfy.
In walks someone who, to Ethan's point, does not look much older than the rest of them, perhaps too young to be teaching. Ethan's words about how age does not equate to title echoed in their mind. He has tousled white hair that falls just over his eyes, sun-kissed skin, and sharply contrasting dark brows. His dark academia outfit is clean and composed, a high-collared shirt, layered vest, and slim slacks with polished boots. At the heel trots a massive white wolf, easily the size of a small bear, with lean, muscle, thick fur, and piercing yellow eyes that tracks every movement in the room. The educator pauses, smirks, and looks upon his class of 7. You want to pet something you've never seen before? And well, players, do you?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Wait, is it him?
Are you gonna pet the professor?
Hold on.
We're
because
petting the professor?
I heard something about him being hairy, so he's gonna make sure he's gonna talk about himself.
No, he's a puppy. Look, he's a puppy.
Okay,
That
alright. I
sounded
was
like a
paying.
lawsuit, what you just said.
I just wanted to make sure it was. I'm gonna pet no
This guy
random
wants
guy.
to pet the puppy.
I'll pet the puppy.
He moves with quiet confidence towards one of the glowing magic cages. As he speaks, he draws a few quick sigils into the glass with his finger, each stroke leaving behind a glowing trail of energy that pulses with warmth. Inside, the creature stirs, responding to the magic as though it recognizes him. He glances back at the group. Name's Gallows, Professor Gallows. I've been a teacher here for 4 years, but only a student for 2. House Equinoxia. Some of us take to it quicker than others. His tone is casual, but grounded in authority. Don't expect to get assigned an animal in your first year. That's a privilege reserved for those who pick Magical Husbandry as their primary or secondary course. He taps the cage gently before straightening up. So, for all of you who are here on tertiary time, the space will be more about laboratory management, feeding schedules, warding enclosures, keeping shifters from eating each other. Fun stuff. Players, could you share with us whether you selected this class as your primary, secondary, or tertiary, and why?
Alright, so Bentley selected this as his primary. Petting mythical animals sounds gas. It sounds like this is everything you've ever wanted. I am lying. This is actually his secondary. Still, you're here. You're here for a while. You're here for the long haul.
Yes. So this class is her primary class. She chose this because she wants to learn animal handling and just be surrounded by cute, fluffy animals. Or not fluffy animals. Just have animals to take care of.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Which one of these classes means magical husbandry? Because I don't have that in my book.
Agriculture.
All right. Thank you. Now I'm gonna go back to character.
Mhm.
Hey, Tim, I think it's your turn to talk.
I'm going. I forgot what it was. He puts it as a territory because he's not too of an animal guy. Again, he lives on just a random plot of land with a lot of industrial equipment and stuff like that. So, although interesting, he didn't really want to focus too much on animals and creatures as a whole. He kind of wanted to more focus on himself and obviously the technology and stuff of the school.
Professor Gallows opens the enchanted latch of a nearby cage and retrieves a creature no larger than a kitten. A sleek, iridescent salamander with delicate wings that fluttered like stained glass. The creature climbs up his arm and perches neatly on his forearm, tail curling slightly around his wrist. As he approaches, he lets the silence sit, watching the way their eyes widen with curiosity and awe. Without a word at first, he offers the creature forward, allowing them to take turns holding it. It's warm to the touch and radiates a gentle hum of calm magic, completely docile in their hands. Beastcraft is an art form, Gallows says softly, eyes on the creature. It starts with how well you understand animals, but more than that, it's about your aura, the way you carry yourself, the way you breathe around them. Magical creatures will only tolerate hands that their instincts trust. He steps back slightly, giving the students space. This year's focus will be on that, on building a sense of magnetism in your aura, something creatures can read, respond to, choose. He raises an eyebrow as the salamander glides from palm to palm, clearly one of the more people-friendly creatures. By the end of the year, if you care to learn it, you'll have a full Rolodex of magical creatures and what they need to feel safe in your hands. He crosses his arms and gives a short nod. Any questions? Bentley, Misty, Tim, do you have any questions for Professor Gallows? Or would you like to hear some stand-in questions?
Bentley is looking to the salamander, and they feel this calming sense of energy coming off of them, and they ask the professor, so like if we decide to like get into this and we start doing this as like a craft, is the intention like to get the creature we keep to do magic for us, or like do we get products from them, like how you get milk from a cow? Like what are some of the things we're talking about that we could do with them?
What you receive from the animal is entirely up to the relationship you have with the animal. If you see them as cattle, which is fair to an extent, then you will get from them what you request of them. Now, if you form a deeper bond with them, you could get something more, companionship, maybe an ally in combat, whatever floats your boat. But that's largely based on what animal you choose, the depth of your relationship with them, and honestly, how many animals you choose too.
No lie, Bentley already asked the question that I wanted to ask. Let me see here.
So Quinn is going to ask, curiosity piquing as they inquire. So what if a creature doesn't like anyone? Are there some that just never bond, no matter what you do? To which the professor is going to answer that if the creature doesn't like you, then it will not bond with you. Every creature that I've encountered has a person, even if that person is not me per se, but some of them do require more training than others. Some of these animals are just inherently don't inherently have a history of pairing with mortals, humans, whatever you want to call yourselves. I don't know what you're saying in your Covenant Courtesies class. How's that going, by the way?
Our professor threatened to beat us, and he got some magic papers, so he asked us some questions.
Huh. Went better than my first class.
That went better?
Yeah.
So like, did y'all like riot? You throw things? Like what happened? What do you mean?
Oh no, someone like actually died in my first class, but anyways,
Anyways,
And that does constitute as better.
Alright, Misty, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Tim, do you have any questions for the professor?
If we do choose to forward this class, we do get to choose the animal, right? It's not just like I know it's kind of like a I choose you, you choose me kind of thing, but like I gotta like if I see like a cool dog or something, I get to approach it, and if he likes me, we can get to go home, right? Or is it like I don't get that you guys assign an animal to me?
It's a combination of all three, he says. You can, let's see. You can like an animal, but that animal could end up wanting to bond with someone else, and at that point, it's for what they choose. Now, let's say that person doesn't want to take the animal, and you end up taking it. You can always build towards the relationship that you perceive. Just think of it as dating. Not really, but think of it as dating. Technically, you go out on a date, you see if you guys are compatible, and if not, you decide to part your ways. And you might lose the animal that you perceive to be the one, but that doesn't mean that you should close off your heart to the potential bonds that you could get elsewhere.
Interesting way to put it. I'm not gonna put it that way, but thank you.
Yeah, and then Silas asks a question as he is kind of juggling the salamander from hand to hand in a very gentle way. Is there a fast track to bonding with one? Like, if you're naturally good at it, do you still have to wait a year? Now, Professor Gallows says you... sorry, I'm just confused by the term of fast tracking. Oh, yeah. So if you chose this as your tertiary class, you can't anticipate to be paired with an animal in this class. This is you just requesting to explore what animal husbandry looks like, which in the long term will help you in the future. Say if you encounter some wild magical creatures, you can make your way out of their path or be a little bit more careful when you're trekking through different territories. Kind of like you could see a cat that has a stripe on its back and say, oh, that's a cat. Turns out it's a skunk, and now you get sprayed. So, same thing with magical husbandry. Is this animal hostile? Is it docile? All skills you will pick up this year. Professor Gallows claps his hands. Alright, now that the questions are out of the way, time to get your hands a little dirty. You'll find instructions beside each vessel on how to clean it thoroughly. Partner up, it's a part of the process. He gives a small smirk. Welcome to Magical Husbandry. Party, who do you choose to partner with for your very first assignment in Magical Husbandry, and why?
Bentley appears next to Quinn. Like, you're my friend, I'm your friend. I really want to pet the salamander.
We're friends, says Coin.
Yes.
I mean, I guess I'm your friend.
I'm not sure what the distinction means, but we're gonna be partners today. I can feel it.
Misty?
Misty was probably going to choose Cambria? I know it starts with a C. Cambria? What is her name? Cambria, yes. I'm gonna choose Cambria to partner up with. And I'm gonna introduce myself because I don't think I have. I'm Misty. Do you mind if we're partners for this assignment?
Cambria. Cambria says, sure, it's kind of a sausage fest in here.
Yeah.
That's so real.
Misty is gonna laugh at that for sure because yeah. So what about the bunny or the little fox? Which one?
We're gonna put a pin in that for now, so that Tim can say if he would like to partner with Silas or Riven. I'm not gonna lie, Silas just looks like the hotter version of Riven.
You didn't need to say that out
That's
loud.
insane.
Well, I'm gonna partner with Riven. Because he is damn, I don't feel like scrolling up that far, but I'm pretty sure he's an elemental blitz, so he's one of the familiar faces I see, and I'm almost positive he's in the same house as me. But don't quote me on that. Anyways, he's a familiar face, so I'm gonna walk up to him. I'm gonna say, hey, I don't think we've talked yet. I'm Tim. I recognize you from one place I was at some point. You wanna partner up?
Yes, sure. Oh, I guess that leaves Silas without a partner. Again.
When? Again?
Ooh.
Silas is just going to nod his head and say, you know what? My intelligence intimidates people. I'll fly solo.
So, how confident we feel about not getting bit? That fox looks like it's had a bad day.
Do you think if I get bit by a magical fox, I'll become like, I don't know, Foxman?
Oh my god, I don't know, but like, if like werewolves are real, then that means there's a strong possibility that that is true.
High risk, high reward, says Quinn with a shrug of the shoulder.
All right, so we just gonna put all the cards out on the table, like double or nothing the fox.
Sure. To which Silas is going to interject and say, actually, I wanted to try my hand at the fox.
Okay, you want to be Foxman first. I get it. I get it. All right, so we thinking. What do you think's wrong with the bird? Actually, it looks too like innocent.
Misty, Tim, what do you think?
I feel like this bird's gonna talk, so I think we should maybe take that one because it can kind of communicate with us about what we need to do.
And Misty?
I'm thinking about the bunny.
Okay, so currently Bentley and Tim want the bird. How are y'all gonna work this out?
Does anyone have a coin?
Have a coin.
Oh man. Yeah, I guess we could flip for it. I don't really have pocket change though. You got
Yeah,
pocket
neither
change?
I wasn't prepared for this.
Professor Gallo says we could flip the lizard.
Yes.
What?
Oh, the one with wings, not the fire one. He'll
Oh.
combust. Yeah, no, he likes it. He does backflips. He says while taking the salamander that you all had been petting beforehand. Alright, it's not really a heads or tails situation. I guess it's belly or back.
I think we should take belly.
All right, well, I guess we get back then.
Liu. And he grasps the little salamander on his forearm like it was before, and he flips it upwards, and it lands on its back, belly up. So those who chose belly get first pick.
That I think.
Professor Gallows is going to say clap for the salamander.
Bentley's clapping. Bentley's clapping.
Okay. Alright, so Bentley, you get first choice.
Bentley's gonna go for the bird.
Alright, bet. And now, Tim, Misty, you have a salamander and a bunny left.
I'd take the bunny.
hearing Misty say that she takes the bunny, doesn't really want to make the salamander go through a flip again. So he'll take the fire-breathing one.
Cambria is going to say, actually, I feel like the fire-breathing lizard is
Oh my god.
more exciting than the rabbit, so I want to take that one.
Do you want to flip for it?
No.
Okay.
Can't just
We can take the rabbit. I don't mind.
Yeah, we should go with the lizard. Come on, Misty.
Misty puts down the rabbit.
She never picked it up.
Yeah, okay, we can take the little salamander.
Okay, now that everyone has their assignments, the salamander has a little nameplate next to its enclosure. Its name is Pyrex. Housed in a sleek, obsidian-lined enclosure, Pyrex rests atop a glowing heat stone. Cleaning their space requires some careful skill to avoid not only aggravating the salamander, but not burning yourself. So, Misty, can I get a wisdom roll?
Wisdom roll. Wisdom roll.
If I have Beastcraft on my cheat, can I use advantage for this or no?
It's not advantage, not at the level that you have it.
The nat 20 is you see the switch on the side to turn the rock off.
Man, these level 1 skills, huh?
They're like training wheels.
It's tough out here.
Mm.
Oh my god.
Damn! Damn! So that one. So Cambria goes, oh, this should be easy. Like, it's gonna be really warm, so, you know, it's really cold in my room. So you go first, Misty. And Misty digs her hands into the enclosure, startling the salamander and causing him to let out a burst of heat, singeing her hands for 2 HP and leaving behind a smelly, scorched scent. Misty, how do you respond?
Misty is butthurt. She thought she'd be good with animals, but I guess not. So that put a damper on things. And now she's hurt and in slight pain.
Does she ask for help? What does she say?
She's going to look to the professor and ask if there is a first aid kit or something to help with the scorch that she has on her hand.
So, Professor Gallows is not too far behind. He seemed to be observing how the class interacted in trying to decipher who gets what animal. And once you all kind of like paired off and went to your enclosures, he's like pacing behind. And where he isn't, his wolf is. So, let's just say he has a good eye on the class. So, he was near Misty when the salamander kind of like scorched. And he is going to take her hand, look at the palm upward, and say, oh, it's a minor burn. It's nothing that requires a first aid kit. That is, unless putting a bandage on this would make you comfortable.
Then it's okay. If it's not like severe, then I'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just going to be a little rank for a little while, but otherwise, You should be fine.
Alright, thank you.
Alright, so as you were attempting to nurse your wounds, let's give a good roll for Cambria. Cambria is able to handle the salamander. It warms up her palms. She holds it in one hand and the salamander allows her to use the tools to clean it out. Now, Cambria has a very look at me type attitude, so obviously she's like, oh my god, it's so cute. It's warming up my hand. It's so slimy, but like in a good way. And look, there's like little gems and stuff in the enclosure, to which Gallows is just like, that's poop. That's poop. I'll take it out. And she's like, right, there's little glittery poops in here. Who'd have thought that mythical creatures did that? Alright. Misty, how does it feel seeing that Cambria is having an easy time with handling the salamander?
Misty feels a little sad that she didn't get to bond with the salamander, but it's only the first day, so she's trying not to take it to heart. But if she can, she would try again.
Professor Gallows is going to put a hand on Misty's shoulder, giving her like that slight squeeze. Professor Gallows is standing at a tall. You know, we love height in here. 5'10". Short to Misty.
He
Short.
has to reach. He has to reach his shoulders.
And he says, you know, it's gonna take some time. After all, you're an apex predator to that little thing.
Did you say my name? I'm so sorry.
No.
I thought I heard Tim somewhere, so I had to just make
No,
sure.
it's still Misty.
Apex predator because I'm much larger than the little guy.
He's a little lizard. You're a big lizard. He's basically popcorn to you.
It would be too much on him to try again. Just wait till next time, I guess.
You can wait till next class. You could help Cambria out, though. You know, if you could work together with her, then maybe it will help your aura fluctuate a little bit, so that you're perceived more welcoming to South Pirates.
She's going to take his advice and get a little closer to Cambria, and help clean out his enclosure.
Now, Tim, inside a shimmering hutch lined with plush moss and shards of radiant quartz, Lumo, the rabbit, is playfully hopping around, their delicate crystals gleaming. Can you, by chance, give me a dexterity check?
Damn. You got this, man.
That's okay. You've been high rolling. I'm confident.
Oh, you just jinxed it. You just jinxed it!
That's not me.
That was so you.
This bunny's
That was
definitely shooting shards of glass at me or something. God damn it.
Man, I'm always in a different... Damn! Yo, what are these rolls?
It's the oil farming, dog.
Oh, y'all got some vibes, bro. So, you go to reach into the animal enclosure and not hate this class. You go to reach into the animal enclosure and the rabbit panics and moves so quickly that some of the fucking crystal shards on its spine just kind of like cuts your hand. You're not bleeding, but it hurts. It hurts. You know, Cain might not be able to be around you with his best foot forward. And hold on, let me read this. But you will experience a -1 on your next animal handling roll.
All right.
Dog, who are you working with again? Riven? Riven seems to get
Riven.
fucked up by the, like, rabbit immediately. How do you respond to him?
Fuck. This rabbit. Something else. Riven, you can take a shot at that. I'm gonna hang back here real quick.
Oh, does it bite? Did it bite? Does it bite? Is it going to bite?
No. No, it didn't bite. But those crystals are nothing to play with.
Oh my god, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. Riven is going to lower a shaky hand into the enclosure and kind of narrow his eyes. The rabbits are still like kind of bouncing around at like full force, being oh so intimidated by Tim. But as Riven's hand approaches, they kind of seem to leave him alone, to his relief. And he bends over to look at the instructions and says, okay, I'm going to do this very carefully. As he starts to pick up the rabbit pellets and the crystal shards, he's going to ask, is this poop? And it's like, oh, no, that's just normal crystals.
Is this-
And
Does this rabbit shed crystals?
does it what?
Does it shed crystals by chance?
Yes.
Kind of take some of those.
And now, Cain, you got the... Sorry, I mean, Bentley, you got the songbird. The enchanted
See?
small Avery bursts with bird song as Serene, the songbird, flits above in the little, like, branches that are provided to them. So, the task is to refill the glittering seed trays without causing a flusterstorm. Bentley, can I get a delicious charisma roll?
Oh, let me check my sheet. Should have known. Songbird. Okay, let me load. Oh, okay. Come down here.
Okay. So, describe to me how you approach this cage.
You know, you just saw, like, two of the other biggest people in the room get fucked up, so you, like, kind of hit a crouch, you come closer, and it's like, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Here to clean up your cage. Please don't hurt me. And you're just very lowly maneuvering through this cage. You're not trying to be very tall. You're closer to the ground. You, like, glance at it from the corner of your eye, and it's like, I'm gonna look at this thing, and it's gonna open its mouth, and it's gonna have teeth or something, so, like, let me not acknowledge it.
And you look at this thing, and as you enter the cage, a flurry of wings descends. The bird pecking in a chaotic swarm, leaving you frazzled and with a -1 on your next animal handling roll.
All right, not the only one.
What happens if you're not good at this, Professor?
Oh, Professor Gallows is gonna kind of rub the back of his head, and he's just like, well, you know, you're not immediately good at everything that you start for the first time. It is the first class.
Okay, so there's like, there's some. Is this graded? Is there like some leniency? You got extra credit.
So,
You got your credit.
Misty, Tim, and Bentley, you both are kind of like standing back as the individuals that got actively attacked by your animals. How do you feel and what do you say to one another?
First day, huh?
I think if we trade animals, we'll confuse them, and it'd be like we start on a fresh foot.
It's the first day.
Yeah, I'm really glad I didn't get the salamander.
Bentley, as you are confiding in Misty and Tim, you witness Quinn having a perfectly normal time cleaning the cage with
I hate this
with the songbird. All of your partners are just A-okay, and I promise you they all rolled like the exact difficulty class. The exact difficulty class. How does that make you all feel?
Feels bad. I feel like this was somehow this is not our fault. This was concocted. Why is it us? Was our train like hexed?
Well, I'm sure glad this is my territory because clearly I'm not good at this.
And dwelling within the misty glass den filled with enchanted illusions, Noctis, the shadow fox, flickers in and out of sight.
What?
Silas seems to have been granted a rare moment of trust, allowing him to pet the silky fur. Their interaction seems to cast some sort of magic on Silas. So, quite literally, you three are the only people who have not bonded to an animal this class. And it becomes like fortified when Silas gets to like aggressive creature and just like, oh my god, he's like my best friend.
I hate it here.
I wasn't too fond of animals anyways.
Misty?
I mean, she's still watching, unable to bond with an animal, so she's not happy.
A soft chime echoed through the space again, subtle but final. Professor Gallows turned to face the group, brushing a hand through his silver hair as his wolf stood and stretched beside him. That's the bell, he said calmly. No need to rush. Everything's fine. I'll have my other students pick up where you left off. He gave one last glance to the cleaned and the not-so-clean vessels, a half-smile tugging at the corner of his mouth. Until next time.